creates hope, it creates a sense of calling, and so on and so forth, right? We will look into those things. But this is a big thing missing. Remember, go back to the key verse. Not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. It is the power of God to salvation to everyone who believes, Jew first, Greek. For in it is the righteousness of God. Review. Right? That's why it's called a key text. You go back to it. So that's obviously missing. They are of this. They can be very zealous. And God says, yeah, I bear witness. I can testify they're very zealous. Okay? They wake up very, very early. They'll bring all the right sacrifices. They do all those things. On the outside, it looks really good. But on the inside, far from good. Now, what is the problem? This is already a big problem. What are they seeking then? Right? You can be zealous with doing the wrong thing because you're ignorant. This is why we have youth retreats. Why at a youth retreat we would dedicate hours to learning, because we don't want you to be ignorant. We don't want you to just be zealous young people. On Sunday, oh, serving. See, the adults will look at you, oh, Bethel have just such a wonderful young people. You're serving everywhere. It looks good. You have a zeal for God. No knowledge. You will fizzle out in no time. Right? This is why we have youth retreats. Ignorant of the righteousness of God. Because this is key. Don't worry about all the other things. Baptism is not another rite of passage. When there is true salvation, you experience the power of God's salvation, you can't wait to be baptized. Right? So let's focus on this part. So we need to focus on the right things. Now, what were they seeking? Now we read in verse 3. Seeking to establish their own righteousness. So, not the righteous. See, you need righteousness, right? Establishing their own brand. This is own righteousness. Okay, this is just short form. Righteousness. Our righteousness. Okay, so their own righteousness. Their own righteousness. So this is your own. And today, a lot of people have their own brand of Christianity. Right? I don't like this church because, too much talking. I go to the church, more activities. It's pick and choose what you like. Our own, not the God of the scriptures, not the righteousness of God, but your own kind of righteousness. That's serious? Is it going to be the same effect? No. And hence, today is so hard. Even if people say, wow, this person's a Christian, and you take it with a big pinch of salt. That's why Paul says, you may be Jew, but it doesn't mean you are a child of God. You see, not all Israel is of Israel, is true to Israel. Today, we almost have to say the same thing. Not all Christians are Christians. It's hard, it's painful, but we've come to that. You can't say that in the past, because in the early days, all Christians were Christians. They were persecuted. It's hard to be a Christian. Today, it's like a trend to be a Christian. It's cool to be a Christian in some schools, depending on which school. If you have a school that doesn't have many Christians, it's not so cool. But if you have a school that majority of your friends goes to church, hey, quite cool. Isn't it? But if you are in a Muslim school, you're the only Christian.